Welcome back to the Rising of the Dreamerverse. It's your boy TD here with my boy Yemi, here today to talk about the Marvels. We're going to do a little Marvels movie review. We just saw it, so we're going to dive in, discuss what we thought about the movie, what we liked, the future of this Marvels team up in the MCU, and kind of just maybe what it means for the future of the MCU as well, just based off what happened in this movie. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Rising of the Dreamerverse.
Enjoy the show.
How we doing today, Yemi? How we doing?
Pretty good, bro. How you doing?
Been better. Fighting our audio interface and my computer basically for the past week.
Oh yeah.
Basically
behind the scenes, some behind the scenes troubles.
No, seriously.
People.
I mean, it took us about 20 minutes just to get started today with audio issues. Basically, pretty sure our audio interface has been dealing with a little bit of hiccups, mainly in the audio portion, like what you hear, not so much what you say into it. So it's more audio output than input.
Right.
But yeah, I've been getting staticky sounds in my headset for basically this past week. And then, we just started to try to get the podcast going here a few minutes ago, and it took us probably 15, 20 minutes to find the right settings so it didn't sound echoey and it sounded normal and, all this kind of shit.
When TD says we, he means him.
Yeah,
and I was basically just testing.
Yeah, and I was just getting frustrated. We're likely going to have to go buy a new audio interface. Just is what it is.
But it'll be good because, when we have guests on,
we'll have a better one.
have a better one, and they can plug in their mic, so it was eventually going to happen. It's just kind of expediting things.
So hopefully, we'll probably still use this interface for the time being until we do get that new one. I'm hoping I get it tomorrow. That kind of is based on stock at this point, but so please let us know if there are any audio issues to this very point, or at any point in the podcast. If you notice any static or any anything like it sounds like we cut out or anything like that, please let us know, because we have, from what we can tell,
sounds good.
It's not an us issue. It's literally just an audio output issue. So when we try to listen back to the podcast, we can hear ourselves, but then it gets all staticky randomly and yada yada. So that's just kind of what we've been dealing with here for the past 15, 20 minutes. But we're here now, ready to talk about the Marvels,
ready to
get, deep into it. Before we do, though, I do want to give a shout out to our boy,
loyal listener.
Yeah, our man Nick. I am going to give you an apology also right now, because when we first saw your comment on Apple, we only thought there was the anime portion. We didn't realize that I actually had to click. I thought it was just showing me the full comment. I had to click into it to then see everything else that you had put. So I know that we already shouted out your anime top 5 on a recent anime episode here, but we did want to, being that we're back into the superhero realm, we wanted to give you that shout out on your superhero movie top 5 as well.
Yes, sir.
So our boy Nick has his list with number 1, the Batman. That is
it's number 1 on his list.
The Batman. That's Robert Pattinson's Batman. And then we got number 2, The Dark Knight. Little Bale action. And then number 3, Across the Spider-Verse.
Respect.
Number 4, Spider-Man 2, Toby. And then number 5, Logan.
It's a good list.
It's a good list.
Into the Spider-Verse is not on that list.
He did. He put a crossover too. I would say maybe if there was, if I had any maybe that. But
it's
a good list, and it's a different list. Honestly, I think first time we've seen dual Batman.
Dual Batman's DC movies.
Yeah, dual DC, and then and then I guess technically the rest Marvel.
Yeah,
but
I respect it.
No, it's a good list. I like it. Shout out to our boy Nick. We appreciate you listening.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for taking the time to rate and review and comment on the episode. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, and guys, keep doing that as well. Leave your top 5 animes if you're in the anime, top 5 superhero movies if you're in the superhero movies, or top 5 video games. Just leave comments, reviews. We really appreciate it. It helps our engagement, things such as that. And also, if you could, if you leave a comment, I don't even know what I'm about to say, but I was about to say, I'm curious how do you guys listen to the podcast? Do you listen through Apple? Do you listen through Spotify?
Spotify, yeah.
Or do you listen through YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube now. Yeah, we are.
Let's plug that. Yeah,
it's another. I guess officially we can say.
Yeah.
We are on YouTube. All available podcasts to this point are on YouTube. I think 7 episodes. Yeah, 7 episodes.
Crazy.
So all of those are there if you prefer to listen on on YouTube instead of Spotify and Apple, and then also additionally with that, you got the video. You get to see us as well. The only other place that you can listen to the podcast and view video is Spotify.
Yeah.
But if you're on the move and you're in a car, long road trip, Apple Podcasts is probably the way to go. So
definitely,
we're also there for you guys as well.
Yeah.
YouTube. It's just the Rising of the Dreamerverse. Please give us a
subscribe.
A subscribe,
comment.
Video comment on anything.
Yeah.
We will definitely interact, and we definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to do that.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some exclusive content on YouTube. So
we're definitely gonna get into more. We'll get into we're not gonna just do podcasting here. We'll definitely do. We've already kind of started to do that on the Instagram and TikTok a little bit. We've with the recent MCU news of Pedro Pascal with Reed Richards, and then
rumored, right?
Well, technically, it's not official, but it's like
final talks.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I guess it is depending on his other filming projects he's got going on, Last of Us 2, and then I think there's another
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. I thought maybe there was 3 then that he has conflicts with. I think he's filming something else too.
Yeah, he's one of the hottest actors out right now.
I mean, it makes sense they'd want him for Reed Richards.
I just think that this. We can touch on it. We talked about it a little bit, but one thing I'll say, then we can get into the episode, but it's too many. He's on too many things, too many big things. He's already involved with Disney, with the Mandalorian, Star Wars series, and then now, HBO, The Last of Us, and he was in Wonder Woman. I completely forgot. Mm-hmm. Because that movie was trash.
He was in Narcos. Dude's done a lot. He's done a lot of stuff.
He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he was. Got
smashed by the mountain.
Yeah,
that was brutal scene.
That was honestly probably one of the cooler scenes I think in Game of Thrones, because I dead ass thought he was gonna beat him, and then as soon as he got all cocky, he got his head smashed in. So, I love Pedro Pascal. I would not have any issue with him being Reed Richards. I guess when I first saw his name and was like MCU, I immediately thought Doctor Doom. But another point to that is he's already in another project where you don't see his face, so I can maybe understand why he wouldn't want to go back to doing that again. So it totally makes sense. If he wants to do Reed Richards, if he's passionate about it, wants to give it a try, I'm down for it. I guess the only other person my problem with that is the only person I can think of is Krasinski, and I was talking to you about texting, it would just be really hard for them to introduce Krasinski now after what they did in Doctor Strange and make it seem normal, because it was his role as Reed Richards in Doctor Strange was goofy as hell. It was such a goofy, what was it, 2-minute scene basically.
Yeah, I have a point to that why it could work, but we'll touch on it once we get into the premise of our episode. I think you may know where I'm going to go. It's we'll talk.
Well, no, I see.
We'll touch on it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I know we've been kind of waffling here, but welcome back to the Rising of the Dreamerverse. We are now going to get into our Marvel's movie review. So at this point, public service announcement. If you have not seen the Marvels, turn the podcast off.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, huge spoiler warning. We'll put it in the title as well.
Put it in the title.
But we are giving you ample time right now. If you have not seen the Marvels movie and do not want to be spoiled on what happens, please turn it off and just come back later, after you see it, and just, and
then you can watch.
Then you watch and see what we thought, and kind of compare your thoughts to the movie, with ours as well. But I guess if you don't care, stay tuned in. It doesn't matter.
Spoiler warning. Spoiler alert. For all those who complain about us talking about spoilers, this is your big spoiler time right here.
We're letting you know.
Yeah, we're letting you know.
He finally beat Spider-Man 2, and I'm still waiting for that. And we could have been spoiling that for weeks now, but we're trying to abide by the
This guy beat it in 5 days, so mind you, it
was 2 or 3,
which is insane.
Playing it was
2 or 3 days, whatever. That's even scary. But spoiler warning.
And that's not even 2 or 3 full days, 24 hours. That's like I had 50 hours on the game when I told you I like was done.
Insane,
but
bro. Were you sleeping?
dude, yeah, no, I had left my PlayStation on like 2 or 3 nights I played, and it just left it. I paused it and then just left it on.
But how many hours are you playing at a time? That's what I'm curious about.
Like when I was playing it, like I probably like truly played for like probably 2 to 4 hours at a time, and then would
wow.
and then I'd come back and I would just keep going.
Oh, okay.
And I mean,
we're like in a day though, or like
no, like when I would able to play it, when I would like be able to play it, it was only like a few like 3-4 hours each. There was probably one day where I played it for a little bit longer. But
so
I would say like when
4 hours a day, or were you playing like 4 hours? You take a break that same day and then come back and play another 4 hours.
Like only like 2 to 4 hours a day.
Wow.
And then I would just come back and whatever. Like I said, I think there was one day I had like maybe like an 8-hour day or like 6-8 hour day because it was probably a Saturday. I didn't have anything going on. But yeah, when I told you I looked at the time spent on the game, it told me 50 hours, but I know for a fact at least three of those days were at least probably 6 to 8 hours were just left on overnight.
Wow.
So the game is thinking that it's being played, but it's really not, because I have my PlayStation to never turn off, which probably isn't smart, but it is.
I'm the same way. I'm so bad with my PlayStation. I sleep with my PlayStation on.
Yeah. So
it's probably not a good thing, but I did the same with my PS4.
I would think gameplay though, like actual game time, was only like 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Like actually took me to beat it, like, and that was like the rough estimate of how long they said it would take to beat their game. I would actually like to maybe try to replay it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. And I'm definitely replaying it.
No, but like I want to replay it through and see if I can beat it faster. And like actually
Jesus,
like
TD.
and actually, but I'm not saying like I won't leave the game on. You know what I mean? Like I'll leave it. Like I'll see what time I'm at when I first start playing the story, and then once it's time ended there, I will see how long it is and see how long it took. But yeah, no, Spider-Man 2 is great.
Yeah, it is great.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll
it's
talk
coming
more.
up. It's coming up.
All right. So
whenever we have an audio interface, though.
all right, the Marvels.
Yeah. Turn it off now.
Spoiler.
Last chance.
All right, let's start.
Alrighty.
So
with we get the beginning, and I'm just gonna say this. We get the first look at probably one of the most unpopular, just by fan opinion from this reaction I've seen.
Wow.
Villains.
Twitter?
Like, yeah, dude, just like everyone didn't like her.
Man,
I don't know if it was just like if it was purely her or if it was like
it's man.
I think people are being I think they're overreacting.
Dude, I think it's the whole thing with, and I was gonna save this for when we I'm trying to like watch. Sorry, YouTube. I know we're trying to monetize.
Yeah, we are trying to.
So I know you. I heard you have to wait like 8 minutes to cuss or something. I don't know. I saw that on one podcast.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah, but we definitely.
And we already screwed that up.
Yeah, we already screwed that up. But yeah, going for it.
Yeah. The first look at the movie, we saw Darben. We see the villain.
Yeah.
She's searching for the bangle.
She's searching for the bangle. And I thought.
It's probably not actually a bangle. There's probably a better name.
Whatever it's called. Gauntlet? No, it's not.
It's not. It's
bracelet.
Kamala Khan's rocking gauntlets out here.
Let's just call it, bangle, whatever.
Call it a bangle.
But I mean, just going back to what you're saying about the reaction of the character and people not really feeling
the reaction to this movie in general was over the top.
I thought
it was good.
I thought it was good too, and I think the reason why people didn't resonate with her character, which another reason why people didn't resonate with the movie, is just it's a female-led movie. So there's a female villain. There's 3 female characters.
Yeah, basically three female. Basically 3 female.
And Twitter,
Bree's the lead.
Yeah, and I think nerds can be very hostile as far as they're just not used to seeing. It's the same reaction that people had with She-Hulk. Look, She-Hulk isn't for everyone, and I think this movie necessarily isn't for everyone. I think it's geared towards a younger audience. Definitely. And it's geared towards like those who may know the comic or those who are more like open-minded, like people like really just coming for this movie because it's female-led. I think I really want people to like check into their biases with that. Like, are you really, was it a bad movie, or is there something about seeing females lead a movie that grinds your gears? Because that's where a lot of the comments I've been seeing on Twitter, and
I would say I would say the pre-release, like the media that was coming out pre-movie, like before the movie dropped, maybe wasn't the most positive about everything either. Like I think we read that there was she as in the director, Nia DaCosta. There was, and again, I'm not saying this as I know exactly what goes on in Hollywood. I don't know how, you know, making a full film works. I've never done it. I'm not going to claim that I do, but there were, I guess, rumors that she left like post-production of the Marvels to go work on another film.
Right.
And essentially, like, what they kind of insinuated in the articles were that she, like, basically wasn't there for the finishing of the movie.
Well, I mean, it's post-production, and, you know, I think also the movie was also delayed multiple times, so that Marvel was like trying to figure it out, and she's like, "Look, you guys are." I'm working on other projects. Like, I have to go work on this project because this is when it's supposed to start.
I agree.
I also think what didn't work in their favor too, and I think people were not taking into account this. Besides, they're like, you know, because they're talking about the box office performance, and
it's a big,
it's not
a big point of discussion of this movie.
Yeah, it's not good, but also, this is the first MCU Marvel movie that's dropped. It dropped during the writers and actors strike, so the actors and the writers can't really.
You could argue that it ended before that, but it was like no, but like when
there was no pre-promotion, you know, where they're going press tour.
When the ideal time would have been to promote this movie, get people pumped up for the movie, they were literally not allowed to do it.
They couldn't.
So what do you want from them?
Yeah,
like,
no
what do you want
social media,
from them?
no nothing, and then you have like toxic fans who are like, oh man, I don't want to see blah blah blah. So I think we're in a really interesting period, and as far as nerdom and fandom, and it's just like, dude, like, yo, go see the movie, make a judgment for yourself. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but don't base it based on gender. That's what's grinding my gears. If it's a trash movie, it's a trash movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is not good, but yet it made so much money. Like, and he's laughing because he's not a fan of the Guardian, but like, Volume 3 is not good. Like, the Flash is
none of them are
not really that great either. It has moments.
You talking about the newest Flash?
Yeah, the newest Flash,
and the fact that it's like outperformed this movie is kind of crazy to me.
Crazy, and the fact that Guardians made so much money, and I think maybe it's probably because the base, but
the Flash had promotion. The Flash had promotion,
and so did Guardians.
Exactly, and I mean, yeah, Flash had promotion. Maybe not always the most positive promotion, but it was
definitely not the most positive promotion.
Basically, somebody in that film was always in the news about something. So the Flash was always being talked about basically this entire past year, leading up to the release of the summer movie. And I mean, I think that, well, it's the Flash, dude. He's probably one of the most popular, you know, DC characters, superheroes. So like, that probably has a lot to do with it. Like, you know, he already has a big fandom, but like, they were able to promote, and there was always something in the news about Ezra Miller. Yeah. So it's like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I guess for me, well, I don't even care about, I mean, I know box office performance is like I know it's a measurement in this industry, but
it's gotta make money.
I know it's gotta make money. But I guess, like, let's like wait at least until it's been in the theaters for a little bit and see if it actually does make money. Like,
it's been out, came out last.
Did the Flash make money?
It didn't make back its profit,
but they made a profit technically.
I had to look, but I mean,
so I don't remember, but like, that's what let's wait and see, man. Let's like wait and see where it finishes up. But like, at the same time, like you were saying, dude, like, or like you made a big point and pointed out the fact that there was no promotion, there's no
press tour,
there's no red carpet premiere, like, for them to like talk about the movie, like, and promote it, and, you know, all that jazz, and, you know, it end up all over IGN and all over these other places. Like, there was none of that. Like, so
usually it's like a tour, like, of like a press run and all that, of like going to different places,
go
to Comic-Cons, they have different releases. There was really none of that. Like, the strike really ended around, you know, the release, so they're like, okay, now we can talk about it. So I guess the big thing that we're saying here is just give this movie a chance before we, I guess, keep diving into it.
yeah, give the movie a chance.
Give it a
Don't
chance.
literally just don't listen to the media,
Twitter.
Because if you do have an open mind about these movies and you happen to look at Twitter beforehand, I mean, it's hard to admit
it's
that
gonna
it just
scare
makes it
you, bro.
negative. Like even I mean, you and I saw the movie the day it released, so like there wasn't much of like beforehand shit that we were really gonna see that really screwed with us. But dude, even after the fact, when I was seeing everybody's reactions to it, I'm like,
Yeah.
man, give him a break, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's
Because
wild.
it's not a bad movie, and this next character that we're gonna get into. So we, obviously we start the movie. We see Dar-Ben, the main villain.
Yeah, the main villain.
She's from the planet Hala.
She's a Kree.
She's a Kree, and she is basically kind of basis. Well, to give a real general basis of the plot here. Essentially, this movie is about Dar-Ben trying to seek revenge
From Captain Marvel.
on Captain Marvel for basically at the end of the first Captain Marvel movie, Carol goes and destroys the Supreme Intelligence. Well, with which she thought she was doing something good, which in turn probably kind of was, but then what ended up happening was that destroying of that AI essentially just like basically like
Just left them.
suctioned all the life out of Hala. Essentially,
Yeah.
it made the planet go dark. I don't think they had good air. They couldn't breathe.
No, they couldn't
breathe the air.
So they were stuck
No water.
No water. And they were
Like so, basically, like
kind of stuck like that for like 20, 30 years.
Dar-Ben,
Yeah.
she's got a point, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
she's got a point.
She's got a
She's got a
motive.
point.
She's got motive. I mean, and then we see like they're trying to make peace with the Skrulls. I mean, well, I guess I'm
I don't
jumping
think she
ahead.
really was though. Wasn't she trying to really? She was trying to make peace with them, but wasn't her plan still to like take them over?
Yeah, it was something weird. Like that's what Captain Marvel was saying. Like there was ulterior motives or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts with her trying to finds the gauntlet and all that.
Yeah,
and then
the Infinity Gauntlet, the Miss Marvel Infinity Gauntlet.
Whatever.
That's what we'll call it. The Miss Marvel Infinity Gauntlet.
Whatever.
The bangle.
The bangle. So it starts with that, and then it pans to Kamala.
But I guess one thing I'll say though with Dar-Ben is that the basis of, I guess, like why it's so important that we see Dar-Ben initially is that she finds this bangle that has these powers, and then she's informed that they come in pairs. There's another one out there that she needs to, I guess, harness all of the power.
Right.
And the person that has that is our own Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, baby.
Yeah.
Iman Vellani, I'm just gonna say it right now. Big shout out to you.
Yeah.
You were the best part about this entire movie.
I agree.
And I
stole the
cannot
show.
wait for you to continue as one Miss Marvel, but then I can't wait to see you actually interact with the rest of the like the rest of the Avengers, the rest of the like doing like her and all the other movies, like all like Secret Wars. I'm sure she'll probably be in that.
No, for sure.
She'll be she'll probably be in King Dynasty, or if
I would think so. I mean,
drops.
yeah, but
God, we don't got to get into that. Right?
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
But yeah, I think I definitely see her. But yeah, so it just and then it pans to Kamala in her room.
She's writing comics, or she's
writing
doing comics and
she's
telling a story about
obsessed
everything
with Captain Marvel.
I think we're in the right order.
Yeah.
It's basically, essentially, we see the four main women of the movie
and
right away.
Yeah.
It's kind of like here's her, here's her, here's her, here's her.
All right.
And it pans to Photon, and she was out doing
she was out in space doing something
with Fury, Fury. I always say that Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. But like she's doing
actually there was a little furry action in the movie.
Oh my god, you talking about that
the cat?
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, that was crazy.
We'll talk about that later too.
But she's doing some type of space mission, and she ends up touching some type of like interdimension field.
Dimension.
Yeah, and then Captain Marvel is also on some planet, and she touches some energy field, and then that interacts with the bangle that Miss Marvel has, and then their powers end up switching.
Basically,
we
kind of their light powers are activated. After that point, they switch places. So
yeah.
One person
cool.
does the light powers, it'll all switch. Kamala will end up where Rambeau is, or vice versa. She'll end up where Captain Marvel is, and I think first she ended up where Rambo was. Rambo
Right.
ended up where Danvers was, and Danvers ended up in
his
Kamala's
spacesuit.
house.
Yeah. Yep.
In
Yep.
Kamala's house.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kamala's floating in space.
Yeah.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was pretty fun. The movie starts out with a bang. Like
It's funny, dude.
Yeah, it's
really
the fun.
I mean,
like,
maybe not Darben's part, but
yeah,
like,
not Darben's, but like it just they get going. Like
Yeah.
it goes quick. It's like, all right, we're engaged. Their powers are interacting. Captain Marvel sees how obsessed Kamala's character is of her. So it's funny when she walks down and all that. But yeah, we just kind of go through and they're trying to figure out basically why their powers are interacting with one
I
another.
think it's Rambo who actually like figures it out. I think.
Yeah, she's a genius.
Yeah, she's the one that like
Yeah.
officially like says
Yeah.
like this is why we're switching places,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
basically they end up convincing all of them to kind of stop doing it, and then
Yeah.
they finally unite
Right.
and come together.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah, that was pretty cool when they're trying to basically train and figure out the sequences of their powers and get like a sequence together. That happens like later in the movie with the. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So
But
yeah, I mean, basically, a great opening to the movie.
great opening. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was. I thought it honestly it was pretty cool to see like how the light powers worked and how they switched
Yeah.
places. I also thought that the combat that they did with it, not only this. I mean, we can talk about the combat later in the movie as well.
Right.
When they like figure out the switching and they're like they truly have it down and they know like
Yeah, that was
exactly how they're going to switch.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I'll say it now. That was some of the best combat I've seen in recent Marvel projects.
And yeah, I agree.
And
I agree.
like that's like another reason that like I'm like I guess kind of like you guys need to give this movie a chance because
Absolutely. Shout out to the
even
director.
though maybe the stuff that you've heard about it or the pre-promotion whatever that has
Right.
come out might not be the most positive,
Yeah.
like they did a stellar job, and in my opinion, like I mean Monica Rambeau is a pretty new character, like
Yeah,
at
so
least
is
like
Kamala.
in the MCU, and then also Kamala. So
Yeah.
like give them a break for trying to have a little bit of fun with
Right.
it too. Like
Yeah.
we've known this. Not every Marvel movie is serious. Like
Yeah.
a lot of
are.
them have.
Yeah.
I mean, in comics too. Also, like that
Yeah.
was like the heart of comics. Like comics, it's lighthearted. There's jokes. Like
lighthearted, yeah.
even though there's seriousness in it too, there's still like I always go back, but Spider-Man, easiest one to go to.
Right.
The dude cracks jokes while he's fighting crime.
Yeah.
Like he jokes
Very
with you
witty.
as he's fighting, and I think there's probably more villains that kind of do that kind of stuff too. So it's like
Yeah.
I just give the movie a chance because they really. I mean. She did say I did see Nia DaCosta say that it was kind of like one of the more maybe innovative or different
very-
style of movies that maybe an
Definitely.
MCU project has produced. Or
Yeah, no,
has
it's
come out with.
definitely she added her own spin to it.
Yeah,
I think
liked it. I thought it was good. Like, I thought
yeah.
it was,
She definitely gave her own spin. Still had the Marvel-esque, formula, which people will always love and all that, just the lightheartedness.
Yeah.
But like she gave her own creative spin, which I think is showcased in the action and maybe the pacing of the movie and just that maybe the chemistry with the characters too. I mean, like you said, like Kamala she stole the show. Like
No, yeah.
Iman, the actress who plays Kamala was just so lighthearted. Such a fan of like Captain Marvel. Such a fan of just superheroes in general. Like she was so naive.
casting, dude,
Perfect
for
casting.
Kamala. Big nerd and
Big nerd in real life, so which is cool to hear
loves
about.
the comics just as much as the rest of us.
Yeah. So, but I just loved her just eagerness as far as like what she thought Captain Marvel was, and then maybe the reality of her not living up to that.
Yeah,
as the movie progressed and all that.
That makes sense.
And even the reunion between Monica and Captain Marvel as well, because I mean, Captain Marvel's what's Captain Marvel's real name?
Carol Danvers.
Carol Danvers. Like
Danvers,
Carol
yeah.
is.
Monica
Anti-Carol,
Rambeau,
yeah.
Carol Danvers, and
Yeah,
then
that's her aunt.
Kamala Khan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
her aunt. So she hasn't seen her in like since she was a kid, and we come to find out the reason because of that is because she destroyed the Supreme AI,
Yeah.
and she feels responsible and guilty for leaving the Kree without a son. So she felt like she had to do more to like help other people, help the Skrulls, which. I mean, if we want to get into that,
Ooh, let's save that because
save
I
that?
do. I
Yeah,
want to
we
get
wanna touch
into
on.
kind of what you were kind of going into it with
Yeah.
her just like destroying the Supreme AI. We'll get back
Yeah.
to that. She destroys the Supreme AI at the end of the first Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
And then in this movie, we basically see kind of the aftermath of it, kind of like what it did
Yeah.
to Hala and what it's done to Dar-Ben and her people.
Yeah.
And,
Those are the
and
Kree.
why she's pissed. Yeah, which are the Kree. And, we hear Carol's nickname, the Annihilator.
Yeah, the Annihilator.
Which she is very vocal about it in the movie that she doesn't like it, but then that's what I was gonna say. As she admits to Kamala and Monica like what actually happened and like how she actually did kind of screw up, she like I'm pretty sure she like kind of says like, I don't know if she says word for word, but like basically like says like they're within reason almost like the reason that they're mad at me like is like they have like they're like it's not like they're not wrong for being mad at me. The fact that they're trying to kill us is maybe wrong, but like the fact that they feel the way that they do, like they have every right essentially.
And she also points out to like because Kamala's like
You can call her Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. Yeah, it's basically it's just like look.
She said it was okay. It's not copyright. That was
a funny scene.
Yeah, I was probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
But she points out like, look, I'm no like you have this idea of me, and I'm not that person. I'm nowhere near that. Like I am human or superpower human, but I've like messed up. I've done things. Blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, we kind of see that too with. Is it when they were on Aladna? Is when it starts getting overtaken and like they can't save everyone, or is that a different planet? I forget.
No, it happens both. I mean, no.
When was it when Captain Marvel said that they can't save everyone and she starts crying?
That's with the Skrulls.
That's with the Skrulls, right?
That's with the Skrulls.
That's right. Okay. Yes. Because Dar-Ben goes to try to like make peace with them. She comes in to like start fight, or Carol comes in, starts fighting them.
Right.
And then
she's like,
and then the Skrull leader comes out and is like pissed at Carol.
Yeah, because she was like, "Yo, we were trying to make peace." Home. Yeah. And let's dive into the Skrulls. Like the Skrulls, man, they can't catch a break, dude. They cannot catch a break. They are really the true international, intergalactic refugees that you just feel for, and they are just going from planet to planet.
This is where I got beef with Marvel, though.
Yeah,
with the timeline of stuff and how it makes sense, because we were talking about it before the podcast here.
Yeah,
because this movie takes place after Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Well, you would think it does.
No, it does.
No, I know, but by the way certain characters acted in the movie, you would maybe not think it was directly after Secret Invasion, because even like Nick Fury, we were saying how he was a little bit more lighthearted.
I think he was more lighthearted because he's with his wife. I think he's just more happier because
But do you think it's not weird that he didn't mention anything about the Secret Invasion?
I would have wished they would have touched on it, or at least shown his wife. Like they had a scene with him and his wife or something. Like she was there for one moment, or had a conversation.
Well, okay,
so that's why I think it's.
I mean, I get you. I mean, it would make sense, and he's not really in danger on Saber. I mean, he kind of is, but he kind of ends up being in danger on Saber. But like at the time, he's like they're fine. They don't have to worry about anything. Dar-Ben's not coming to Saber to kill them yet, or at least try to.
Yeah.
But like, I guess that's just where like I just don't get it, because like. You would think Fury would have like, I keep saying fucking furry. Maybe I am a furry. I keep fucking or I keep saying that, or basically Nick, just the way he acted just did not seem like, I don't know. Like I understand that, I get what you're saying about like he's with his wife now, he's with people that he loves, like maybe he's not going to be super negative, but the fact that there was like
the aftermath,
zero mention of what happened
with
and
the
like
Secret Invasion,
and then when they get to the later part in the movie where
the Skrulls
they need to then find a place, or whatever.
Yeah, and then Miss Captain Marvel calls the Asgardian the king of. Like the ruler of the Asgardians now,
which is Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, and she comes
and she takes him to Earth.
And she takes him. Yeah, she takes him to New Asgard, which is on Earth, correct?
Like it's on Earth. Yeah, it's on Earth. They have their own little pocket. They gave them a piece of the pocket, which also I want to bring up as well. Why were the Asgardians given a piece of the pocket, but the Skrulls weren't? I don't really understand that. Nick Fury went through, and maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that Asgardians look like humans and the Skrulls don't. and they maybe see the Skrulls as someone, like, it's clear, like you see a Skrull, you're like, oh wow, like, you know, their face or figure is like
It's not on
intimidating.
okay. It's on Earth, but it's not. It's not in the United States though.
But it's still, dude. What?
It says it's in Norway.
No, bro. MCU.
No, I know.
Yeah, but it says Earth 99 that did the 9. That I don't know. That's it.
That's where.
Yeah, bro. It's no. It's maybe it's
I didn't think it was on. I knew it's on Earth, but I didn't think it was in the United States.
Look, my whole point with that is the president at the secret invasion was like, look, we're going on a manhunt for all the Skrulls. I think it was pretty universal around the whole world.
It's Norway.
Okay. It was still around the whole world, kind of a global hunt.
We still got to. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be United States to make.
But there's a global hunt against the Skrulls. That's what I'm saying. So it was just kind of. It was just kind of my frustration with that is, where were the Asgardians to help the Skrulls already on the planet? Why didn't they do anything when they were being hunted?
Why weren't?
Yeah.
Why didn't Valkyrie show up in Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
They needed to get the Skrulls out of the United States where they were located.
And why Nick Fury not work?
And needed to get them, you know, I believe they were in the, I mean, I'd probably have to re-look back. I feel like
the Skrulls were everywhere, bro. They were
everywhere, but like, where was like the
main group? They weren't in the States. They were like chilling. Like I think they were in Germany. I could be wrong, but I remember.
No, you are right. I think you are right.
It was Germany?
Well, but it is no, you're right. It's like everywhere.
Yeah, but their main base was in Germany because that's when the whole attack happened. The first couple of episodes.
Dude, this is just so weird to me, man. It's like.
Yeah, I think what the president was mad about was just, you know, Rhodey turned out to be a Skrull and he was working for years, and then they had a lot of important pieces, political leaders as Skrulls. You know, and then he almost lost his life as well because of you know, the main villain. But yeah, no, it just didn't make sense, the timing, as far as
it just didn't make sense to me that like Valkyrie comes now to take the Skrulls that are like, I guess, left over from the planet that they were on or wherever they were at. And because they were not on Earth.
No,
they
absolutely
were like
not.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, I think there was like fractions.
So the part that just, I guess, bothers me with just the timeline and just like how like this movie to me just kind of didn't make sense in that regard.
Yeah.
Nick Fury is acting weird. He's not acting like he just lost his best friend, or, you know, Talos and
maybe he's made peace with it.
and Maria Hill.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't seem like he just went through this big traumatic experience, and then like when they do bring those Skrulls back, and then they contact Valkyrie to then take them to New Asgard. Why wasn't she in Secret Invasion? Like, I feel like they need to, at least in some future project, explain what she was doing during that time, because for her to then come back, take all these Skrulls to Earth,
kind of setting them up for failure, to be honest.
Like, when you already have a group of Skrulls in, say, Germany, if that's where they're at, and you're in Norway, why couldn't you bring them over there?
And maybe you know, they're gonna probably. Marvel does a good job of cleaning up things. They're probably going to tie in as far as the ones that are being hunted by the U.S. and other countries. They're probably in New Asgardian. I mean, the good things with Skrulls is they can mimic anyone, so they'll probably figure out a way to kind of hide them. But it's also like,
they'll probably just take on the appearances of you know, a human or an Asgardian, right? Because if they can form into them, they look like humans. So
but my thing is, like, also it's just kind of like you're kind of setting them up like Earth is pretty hot for Skrulls right now, given what just happened.
Well, I guess that's like
so it's like, is that really the best move? But I mean,
that's like the second part of it to me that also doesn't make sense. It's like
she could have had a conversation with Carol about that. Like, I don't know if this is the best place, but I guess
even her, bro, even Valkyrie. I mean, when she came in, I mean, I love the actress that plays her. She's in Creed. I can't think of her name at the moment.
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson, yes. I love her, dude. She's honestly like, I didn't know I was going to like the Valkyrie character as much as I have until she's kind of like really kind of honed it in as well as she has over the past few years.
Interesting fact about that, not to cut you off, but Nia DaCosta is actually, she's worked with Tessa multiple like projects. The project that you said that she was going to leave, it was another project with Tessa. So
okay. So, yeah, so I'm sure that's not a huge deal then about her leaving for the, we never really, I guess, ended on that. I don't really think that really was a big deal of her leaving post-production, especially like you were saying with the movie getting delayed as many times as it did, not knowing exactly when it was going to come out. Like, you can't really blame her for also handling her own business, like, or whatever. But yeah, dude, even Valkyrie though, like when she comes in, like you can tell she has sympathy for what Carol's going through. Right. But even she doesn't seem like it's a problem to take the scrolls to New Asgard. And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So
unless she doesn't know.
Nah, she has to know. I mean, if it's post. It's post what just happened with Secret Invasion. Nick Fury's back with Saber, all that, has his eye patch. She has to know. So I hope there is a conversation, or at least in another movie or series, where they
clean it up a little.
Clean it up, discuss it, and all that. So
because I don't know, man. I don't think, like, chronologically, at least right now, none of that really aligns, or at least like in a logical way makes sense at all, because it's like, I mean, I've already hit on it. It's like, why bring her back now when she was already in New Asgard chilling? I mean, because we, as far as we know, she's been watching New Asgard. I mean, because I get, wait, where does Love and Thunder fall in the timeline? Future or before? Like before Guardians. Oh, really?
3.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because Thor already left. Because Thor was with the Guardians in Love and Thunder. Then he leaves during Thor 4 and all that, and then basically gets back in shape. Or maybe is he in shape when he's with the Guardians? Yeah. But he ends up leaving.
Well, he's in shape at first when he's with the Guardians, and then when after Infinity War is when he gets...
No. He joins the Guardians.
At the end of Infinity War, right?
Right, yeah.
And he's in shape, and then then they come back.
No, he's not in shape during Infinity Wars, or Endgame. He gets
not Endgame. That's not saying Endgame. That's what I'm saying. In Endgame, when he comes back and he's I think he's no longer with the Guardians, or he is at first the beginning of Endgame. Right. He's not. Well, he is. He comes back, I think, with Rocket. I'm pretty sure.
Right, but what I mean is, like, he didn't officially join the Guardians till the end of Endgame.
Oh, that's what you're saying. I thought you were sorry. I thought you were saying he joined it at the end of Infinity War, which I thought he.
No. He did like a little mission.
He did like a little run with him
and Groot to get his Stormbreaker and all that. That's how they went on that mission to the dying dwarf planet or whatever to create Stormbreaker, the axe. But So that's before Guardians 3. So Love and Thunder is before Guardians 3. So I mean, they'll figure it out. But we can move on to just kind of talking about the combat in itself as far as
like I said, I already said earlier, I think the combat in this movie was up there, if not better than some of the other combat. I mean, maybe even some of the combat in Secret Invasion. I would say like
Secret Invasion was
even though Secret Invasion it wasn't really like a full combat.
It was like a spy show, it was like espionage.
I mean, but there was still some fighting here.
No, episode, the last episode, for sure.
And I guess maybe it is unfair. I mean, I don't know, but dude, we had Gaia in Secret Invasion when she becomes super strong.
That's what I meant. Like that last episode. So and then I guess we can hit on a lot of the issue as far as what a lot of people had an issue with was the I was about to say the Aladdin planet, but it's the Aladdin.
It's called Aladdin.
Yeah.
So a lot of, I mean, I think even in the theaters, I think even we heard some kind of what the f is going on?
I was dying, bro.
Me and you were dying at first, but then we thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because it basically is. It's like I call it the Aladdin planet because it kind of like it
goes straight Disney.
Yeah, it goes straight Disney. It's basically a musical as soon as you touch down on that planet. Monica Rambeau is probably my favorite character during this entire scene because she's just trying to have a good time. She's there double fist and drink.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
And, Yeah, so they go to this Aladdin planet where we find out that Carol is married to Prince. What's his name? Prince. What is it? Prince something.
Yeah, I don't remember the prince's name.
No, I'm gonna pull it up here. But basically, we find out when they go there that she is married to Prince Yan. That's who it is, Prince Yan. I think
She's like kind of like bashful about it, and then they start dancing and everything, and
I think it's Prince Yan.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And then like she was like, I need to talk to you, because like they're singing initially, and he's like, and then Monica's like, wait, he doesn't have to sing, and he's like, no, he's bilingual.
Yeah, he's bilingual, which was funny because
so
like you have to sing to be able to communicate, and then she starts talking English like normal, just regular English to him, and she.
That was.
You understand her?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's bilingual. And she's just like, what is going on?
It's so weird, but
No, yeah, I think a lot of people, I mean, probably just didn't expect it. I think maybe would be kind of like the initial issue with it.
Yeah, and I think, again, like, it's just going back to the point of, like, look, this was maybe not necessarily, if you're going into the movie thinking, like, it's going to be a movie that you expect or what you're used to.
Right. No.
It's honestly geared towards a younger audience, and it was just a different type of movie. So, and I think Marvel needs... I think people, like we've been saying most of the pod, like, you got to have an open mind. Like, you're not going to get the same formula as far as that you've been seeing in other Marvel movies. Marvel has to shift if they're going to survive as far as continuing to thrive. So there's going to be some bumps in the road as far as them trying to figure out the shift. They can't keep putting out they can't go the same Infinity War, Thanos type of vibe as far as movies, because they have a different
audience is growing up.
Like, we appreciate it, but like they're also trying to cater to this younger audience, and the younger audience,
I think with us having an open mind though kind of helps us in terms of that. Like, there's really not anything that Marvel produces that I at least don't like, I guess, want to maybe at least try to give a chance.
Right.
Maybe Guardians is the only one that could live up on that list for me. But like, I think us having an open mind definitely helped. And like, I don't know, like, I don't know how you feel about this. I personally hate when they take like a show or for example, The Flash. You remember when they did that shit in the show Flash? Or did you not get that far?
When
they started doing like musicals and shit?
Nah, so season 3 was, I was out.
So basically, like, it's almost like when, and I've seen it a lot with like other shows. Like, I've seen it with The Flash. I've seen it with, I mean, it might even happen in Arrow. I don't think so, but could be wrong.
There was a musical episode.
I don't know. I said I could be wrong on that.
Oh,
they've done this though with like multiple projects where it's like they have these shows that go on for 8 to 10 seasons, and it's like by season 6, episode 7, they're like, what the hell do we do at this point? And then they just toss a musical episode in there that like kind of makes sense with the story. Like Barry and in The Flash, Barry and Supergirl get trapped in this like alternate dimension, and they essentially have to, like, the way they get out is like basically like appreciating their significant other, right? Remember they like how they get out, they like they're both, I don't think
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know if you didn't see it, then you probably wouldn't remember, but they like basically like they're trapped, and Barry and Supergirl are like on this table, like in like this like trance essentially, because like this villain like put this like little like thing on them, and he like basically trapped them in this alternate dimension in their minds, and the only way that they can get out is if they like essentially like either understand or like appreciate more their like significant other and their relationship they have. And it's like basically like it becomes a musical though, like Barry and Supergirl are like singing at this, like they're like the basically they put on the show at this club, and it's just like I normally don't like that. I normally don't like when like shows have like a good run for like 7-8 seasons and they keep going up to like 8 to 10, and like and then halfway through that they're like, fuck, we got to throw in a musical episode because we don't know what else to do. It's like it just seems like really pointless. But my thing with this in this movie, it fit.
It was very fitting because of the pace and just the theme of the movie in general. Like,
and I thought it was funny. Like I wasn't like,
it was,
oh, like what the fuck is this? I was like,
and it was
this
cool.
is actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
and the world looked cool. I was like, yo, this is like a dope, bright world, and like
that's where she went to get the water. That's where Dar-Ben goes to, because she's trying to get sun, air, and water.
Right.
And she goes to Aladna to get the water because it's essentially like the water planet, right? I think it's got the most water. Or I think that's what Carol says. Yeah, and then they're like getting there, and she's like, "Yeah, I come here a lot." And then she's wearing that like outfit.
Yeah, she's like, "Just don't."
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through all this stuff.
They're like, "Oh, Your Majesty," or whatever. It's like, and they're just like, "What?"
Isn't that where they get their outfits too? Like their best superhero outfits. He's like, "Yo, we need to change," and then the prince gives them like basically like their superhero outfits, right?
Yeah, he like I think he does. Well, I think when they first come, Kamala's still in her own like clothing.
Pajamas,
and,
like
yeah, he gives. Yeah, no, you're right. Because then when at first when Carol gets there, she is, I think, well, she's not in like her full superhero outfit, but then when he changes her to like when they start dancing,
right?
If you saw her outfit, it looks like her. It looks like her. It's like a dress version of the Miss Marvel or the Captain Marvel outfit. Yeah, so it was really cool. Like,
yeah, that was cool.
And it like fit. And then like when they're out of song, he's like, I think he does something and she transforms back into her suit, right?
Right. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, we need to change. And then they switch outfits and all that. So
and then gives Kamala her signature scarf with that thing. Dude, that's another thing. Combat. The combat was so
innovative.
It was innovative, bro.
Yeah.
Well, and then like we were talking earlier about the switching.
Right.
And basically after this point on Aladna, I don't think at this point they're fully in tune with the switching yet. I think they still have there's still a little bit more time that they need to like work on with each other, I think. And so like after Aladna, they like then really start to try to hone in the switching and like figure out like how does this work? Like we need to be as one or we're not gonna be able to win.
Right.
And then they start like they start like learning it on the ship.
Yep.
And then they start getting really good at it. And then like I mean, in this scene, we don't really see any switching. We might have saw
a little bit.
We saw some switching because they still didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, they still didn't know, but they kind of fight Dar-Ben, and then Dar-Ben's like kind of absorbing their light powers and all that. But it was still pretty cool, like them trying to figure it out. And it was a really cool sequence, just with the battle, like with the Kree fighting the prince's army and all that. So that was a whole like dope scene. Like you just really seeing the action in general.
And like I was saying to like Iman, like she uses, like he said, I believe the prince is like, use the scarf, and she pulls off her scarf and starts.
Yeah, Kamala. I mean, this is why I need to also watch the show. But Kamala, I mean, does she?
I don't know. I don't. So I don't.
During the show, or
a little bit. She does fight, like, because there is like a little. There's like somebody tries. Because remember in the movie they also say the person that saved Jersey City.
Yeah, it's Kamala, right?
It's Kamala.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did. I would probably have to watch it again too to remember exactly what happened, but I do know
she was fighting pretty well. I was like, dang, she's a beast.
There's like somebody from like it was something to do with like where the origin of the bangle comes from or whatever. It's like the villains or people from there that are trying to come back and get it or something. I forget exactly, but like there's a little bit of like combat or fighting in that, not as much, nowhere near as much as this. Like you really see like what she can kind of really do in this.
I was like, she's a beast.
I don't think she has the scarf. I could be wrong. Again, I'd have to rewatch it, but I don't think she has that scarf until she gets it from Prince Yan.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
And that's her signature thing, right?
It's one of. I mean, her signature thing is her hands.
The hands.
It's her hands turning into giant,
yeah.
Basically Blue Beetle hands. But that's another thing I was thinking about. I'm like, dude, are her and Blue Beetle like on the same level?
I don't know. Blue Beetle is pretty powerful, man.
You think more powerful than Miss Marvel?
Well, Miss Marvel's powers are just like light powers, and like the Marvel photon and they're some of the strongest, and we can even touch into that. I mean, kind of segues. I was just thinking because like
this is also a really stupid, like, I guess, way to like think about this. But I was looking at the Pop Funkos that have been releasing, and if you look at the Pop Funkos that came out for Blue Beetle, like when they do like his like shield that he has and like his the hand things, they made Pop Funkos that like have like what that would be, and they use the same thing for that as they do for like Miss Marvel's shit, and it like looks the same. Like that's why I'm wondering, I mean, it's like, is it like kind of the same stuff? Like, is it like the same thing?
Nah, the Scarab is like alien. It's like a whole little entity, like kind of sentinel being, where Miss Marvel is just like light powers and all that. Like her powers she may be a little bit stronger, but like we haven't seen the potential of Miss Marvel.
Yeah, it was just a random
we haven't really seen the potential of Blue Beetle. Yeah, I mean,
we haven't seen potential of him. We haven't seen potential. We haven't even seen really. I mean, we kind of did at the end of the movie with Monica, but
and that's what that's
that's where you're
perfect
going.
segue. Yeah, I mean, when they basically power up Monica at the end, Photon, and
So,
she's stronger than Captain Marvel at that point. I mean, is that where she like closes up the
well, she didn't do it on her own. She didn't do it on her own. She's doing it with them.
She's doing it.
She's like absorbing it.
Right. She's absorbing their powers, and then she goes and closes. She basically closes it up on her own, and then they're like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
But it's still with the help of them. Like they're
right. They power her
helping
up.
her to like close it. And like basically shooting their light into her to then give her the strength.
Give her the strength. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Close it.
But that takes her to a whole nother level, right? Because she can absorb life energy, and then doesn't that bring her power to a different scale? It's not like she loses that afterwards, right?
No, I don't think she does. But I think maybe just so we're not like I guess confirming things that we don't know. I guess exactly true. I guess because I mean I feel like wouldn't Miss Marvel not be able to absorb her light powers too? I mean,
but Miss Marvel's power, she can basically transmute light. Like she can change things into, light or whatever, or inorganic or organic materials.
Monica's more like phasing
and
absorbing.
And then Captain Marvel, I don't know.
Or Miss Marvel, or
no, I meant like Captain Marvel. Like I don't know. I know.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. You said Miss Marvel was mutating her, like, her hands and
right. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Photon absorbs, and she can phase through. And then Captain Marvel, I don't know what hers is. It's just she's just a beast. I have to look up fully with hers, but
towards the end of the movie, like you were saying, Dar-Benn does actually at one point get full control of the bangles. She has both. I forget exactly how it slipped off Kamala, or did it?
No,
take it off Kamala.
Well, no, they beat her, and then they're like, you can just give up, like you don't have to do this. And then like she basically like kind of tricks them into thinking like she's giving up, and then
that's right.
And then she takes Kamala basically hostage, and then takes off the bangle, and then puts it on,
and then tries to
go out and take the sun. Destroys her in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. She was trying to take the sun at that point.
Yeah,
she was trying to bring the sun into Hala,
and then when she basically dies, that opens up basically another hole into another universe, dimension. I think like that was the other crazy part. I think like even when she originally opened it, I think I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on assuming that, but I thought that even Dar-Benn didn't open the right portal. I thought that she didn't even open Hala, like when she was trying to. She had no control of it. I don't think she did.
So Dar-Benn was probably the actual one that opened it, and then Monica then had to try to close it.
Side. Yeah.
So we see Dar-Benn unfortunately perishes. Basically into dust.
Yeah, they try to warn her like, you're not gonna be able to handle this.
Yeah, like you aren't gonna be able to take this on.
Yeah. And then Kamala takes the bangle both, so she has both at the end. I'm curious what her scale of power is going to be now.
Probably doubles. I mean, at least doubles. I mean, you would think.
Absolutely.
Maybe, I don't know if both bangles then allow her to do more. Probably, you would think. But sure. I don't know.
Yeah, but Monica closes the gate, and she ends up being trapped into...
what do you think about that scene?
That was pretty bittersweet. I knew it was coming. I was like, if she's going to close it, there's no way that they're going to...
Get her back.
There's no way they're gonna get her back. She's gonna be trapped on the other side. So she ends up trapped on the other side, and it was just kind of bittersweet. Everyone's like pretty sad. Nick Fury knew like right away what happened. Like, remember when Kamala gets back with, she's back on the ship, comes back, sees her family and all that, and then Nick Fury's like, "What happened?" Like he knew right away. That was like the most serious we saw him in that movie. Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
that's actually
right
kind of weird now that. I'm just thinking about that. It's like, man, that is. I just don't like how they didn't mention Secret Invasion, bro.
Yeah,
I don't like how it almost like it just happened, went away. And
I agree.
It was like a blip in time. It was like
another snap. Yeah, I think these movies are canon. You have to mention, or these shows are canon. You have to mention the shows. You have to mention the sequences as far as what's happening, or else what's the point? So I think they need to do a better job of like kind of. Well, I guess they did that with Miss Marvel, but like,
dude, now that I'm thinking about this while you're talking, When did Secret Invasion come out?
This year. This summer. This.
Dude, then you actually.
Yeah.
Then
This summer.
now it's making more sense than why this movie was written the way it was, because dude, they probably didn't even have Secret Invasion in mind when they were developing this movie. Because like it didn't release. Like what I mean, I'm sure they talk behind the scenes. Like I'm sure like they were probably like, "Hey, Nia, this is what we're doing in this.
Right.
This is gonna come out before your movie. This is what's gonna happen, and then your show is gonna lead in the aftermath." But it's like, well, if Secret Invasion came out this year and Miss Marvel came out this year, Secret Invasion was probably filming around the same time that Miss Marvel was filming. You would think.
I would think.
And it probably would have been a little difficult for Nia to like completely like. Even Kevin or even like, the whole team at that point really to like make a show that came out the same year as a movie that at the point that Secret Invasion came out, Marvel's was probably already in post. Yeah. So how are they, you know what I mean? So like, how are they supposed to now? Yeah. Now I'm being devil's advocate to myself. How are they even supposed to talk about it?
Well, hold on. I gotta.
Yeah. You do some research.
Do some research.
I'll continue this. So yeah, we see Photon get trapped. And the biggest reveal there after she gets trapped. I mean, we do see like the kind of ending of the movie is Kamala's not, is she living with Carol?
No.
Or they were just helping Carol move in, right?
I think they're helping Kamala move in to Monica's mother's house.
Oh, okay.
And they're basically just gonna wait on Monica to come back. And I think Carol was kind of like settling, like I don't think she was gonna go out. I think she's about to chill for a second because she's always traveling out in space. And
she didn't seem like she was gonna go back out and be.
Yeah, I think she
right away.
Yeah, I think she's just probably just chilling, like finally taking Monica's advice as far as just being home for a minute. So I think they had to relocate.
She's on her Captain America arc.
I think they relocated. Kamala's family, who I love too. I think that's great. That's why another reason why I want to watch Miss Marvel, because I thought the family dynamic was perfect.
No, the family was solid for sure. But you know, I mean, the biggest thing from Photon getting trapped is when she wakes up in the mid-credit scene.
Yeah, that was a huge credit scene.
She wakes up and the first face she sees is who she believes is her mother.
Right.
Because it's the same actress that played her mother, but it's basically a different variant. It's a different universe's version.
Different universe
of her. So she wakes up to seeing her and she starts freaking out like, Mom, right. Is that really you? Like,
she's like, yo, I know you.
Yeah. And then her mom, or AKA Binary, looks at her and says, I don't know who you are, or something like that. It's like, who are you? I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then, we see Binary stand up and she's got the full Binary suit on, which Binary she's basically this version of Monica's mom is basically this universe's version of Captain Marvel, is essentially who she is. But she, instead of having the name Captain Marvel, she takes on the name as Binary, which is why that suit looks the way it does. It doesn't look maybe like as like traditional as the Captain Marvel.
And she's a mutant, which, it shows who she's talking to, and it happens to be Beast from X-Men, which was a huge thing, like a huge thing to see, because one, he looks great. Two,
they did make him look really good.
The X-Men is coming. Yeah, Monica is in the universe where the X-Men exists, and he talks about Xavier wants to see you, like Charles wants to see her. Wants to see her, so that was a big scene.
Yeah, we get to see her mom, and not her mom. It's not her mom. It's a version. But no, it's not her mom though, because in that universe she doesn't have kids.
Right. Yeah.
It's not her mom.
Yeah. That's technically she's like, just a variant.
She's a variant that looks like her, a doppelganger essentially. So
that was huge.
That was a big scene.
That means that the X-Men is coming. That means that it's probably, and we can just kind of go with future Marvel now, but like Deadpool 3 makes more sense. It's probably the Wolverine that the Monica is seeing.
That's a good point. So do you think Monica's gonna be in Deadpool?
She has to be.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you're bringing that Wolverine, then that Wolverine, based on that outfit, has to be the X-Men that we're seeing. Because why have that post-credit scene? So she may not be full, but she's gonna be in like a post-credit scene, like where they're talking, like, or maybe more. We'll see.
Like you don't think she might be in the full movie, but
No.
she'll show up.
Yeah, she's gonna show up.
Or do you think maybe the like whatever happens in this Deadpool movie, the aftermath ends with Wolverine meeting her or something, or however they want to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, that's a good point.
Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know the plot of Deadpool 3. We just know that
it's multiversal,
and we don't really know the universe of where his universe is. You know, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, Deadpool, you never know with them. They can tap into anything.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah,
no, I'm pumped, dude. I'm excited. I'm definitely like this. It allows me to, I think, be more excited now for like all that other shit. I mean, not that I wasn't excited for Deadpool, but now like what you just said got me real pumped, because it's like you were like what you were saying, how now this, like, her being there makes sense, and it's gonna make a little bit more sense when this Deadpool movie drops, because you and I were both talking about like how the director came out and said that the Logan movie is canon to this movie with Deadpool 3, and it's like, well, how the fuck does that make sense? Because Logan died, right? So it's like it's gotta be a variant. Yeah, it's gonna be a variant of his Wolverine, but more comic accurate based off what we've seen, because they actually got the suit that he wore.
I've been waiting, man.
Yeah, because I mean, well, in the OG X-Men movies, wasn't it his main getup was just like a leather jacket and jeans, basically?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So,
and like a white beater or something.
Well, it was like all the X-Men, and it was always like so weird, like seeing. That's how like the trajectory of like those movies, they changed everything as far as like, because like the main character, like Wolverine was big, but it was always like Cyclops, like the leader. Like it was always focusing on like the whole cast. Wolverine became such like, because of probably Hugh Jackman's like portrayal of him, became such a big pivotal thing that they changed the trajectory and the scope of making. I mean, Wolverine was always a fan favorite, but they changed the trajectory of him like being like the main focal point. So that's how we always saw him, as the main star.
Yeah.
And like the future movies. And I was always annoyed, like, why is he in leather? But then it became so like normal to me, and they even started doing it in the comics where he just wears the yellow. He never wears the original yellow suit because everyone thought it would look weird. And honestly, I started thinking that too, but now it's like we're gonna get it. But I wonder if he's gonna actually wear the mask, or if he's just gonna be chilling with just the yellow, which I'm cool with. I mean,
you think?
I want to see him wear the mask.
Yeah, dude, put it all on.
Yeah, I want to see him wear the mask, but he may take it off.
Yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't.
It's want him on, have it on.
It's not gonna bother me either way. Still gonna watch it. Still gonna see the movie and everything. But like, I feel like if you're going that far already, just throw the mask on. I mean, dude, Ryan Reynolds is gonna be in a mask. Throw you in the mask. I mean,
that is a good point.
And it's not like it's gonna be that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Nah. I mean, yeah, true. So
yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe like Wolverine's mask would be more like uncomfortable than just a normal like Spider-Man or like a Deadpool mask.
Well, I mean, his mouth is exposed, so it's not gonna be.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that. But also updating when post for like Secret Invasion started filming in September. It started
of 2021.
2021. And the Marvels was filming in July of 2021.
Yeah, bro. So, dude, it makes actually perfect sense how Valkyrie didn't make sense to us. The way Nick Fury acted didn't really make sense to us. At least like
some of the
like the nuances of him.
And then Secret Invasion dropped before the Marvels. So, yeah. That's interesting. I think maybe it probably has something to do with the pandemic messing up the schedules or the actors' schedules, but I'll have to look more into it.
I just hope they're able to kind of like just like we were already saying, clean it up and wrap it back up and make at least sense when it come like when just because it just seems like, I mean, like we're not the only people asking about it either.
No,
like, there's a lot of people
on
social media like being like, yo, where was Valkyrie during Secret Invasion? Where was?
Why are you helping them now?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, what's so different about now compared to when they actually kind of needed you? Like, because that's the crazy part, right? The Skrulls that Valkyrie ends up coming to help, okay, they do end up meeting her because of what Captain Marvel essentially causes.
Right.
But if, like, if, obviously if Captain Marvel, I guess that was probably honestly inevitable because Dar-Benn was going to Aladdin anyway to steal the water. So she was probably going to fight.
Yeah.
But that's not, they are already done though before then. So
Yeah.
they already needed a place to stay. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's weird, dude. It's like, I just wish that it just made a little bit more sense, because it still, to me, like, I mean, it makes sense why it doesn't make sense, because if they were filming at the same time, then it like, I see why it was hard for them to like chronologically loop it together. But I don't know, man. I feel like they should have at least been talking and like, hey, this is where this is going to end up going, and like, at least need to mention it or something, because like
I agree. So
I don't know. I feel like I'm so hung up on Valkyrie. Like,
no, you're good. I brought it back up, but like, what would you rate this movie? And we go. We have like dream stars. So 5 dream stars is out of 5 dream stars is a perfect score. But so what would you rate it out of 5 dream stars? Like
going 3.8. 3.8.
3.8. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, do I need to do full numbers?
No, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
didn't know if you like one Dream Star, 2 Dream Star.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can do 3.8.
We got decimal Dream Star.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
I'll give it some reasoning real quick before you go.
Yeah, give me a reason.
It's obviously not a perfect movie. It honestly, I mean, with every factor that we've named, the not really. Well, pandemic maybe, a little bit, probably like, kind of like it probably lingered in afterwards, but like,
man,
the pandemic was probably part of it. The writer's strike was probably the biggest part of it. Like, that was probably the biggest, like, thorn in its side, or horn, whatever, or thorn in its side, because it's like,
they had no idea when they were going to release it.
No clue when they were going to release it. And then even once they did figure out when they were going to release it, then they're not allowed to promote it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I also don't think it's a bad movie, and I think it's like definitely like up there in terms of like, I guess like what I'm trying to say is like, if this is the start of the Marvel like reboot, like them like really trying to like take a step back and fix things, and like say this is part of like their initial push in that, I think it was a great job. Like I think this is a good start, because like you were saying, they've reeled in that audience. I mean, they reeled in us with Iman Vellani, but like with the younger audience, they probably all love Kamala Khan, Iman Vellani now, with how much she loves being in the role, and like how much she loves comics and just the MCU in general. Like, it definitely helps. Like, I don't know. It's definitely not a perfect movie, but I think they did like everything that they could have with what they were dealing with at the time to like, I guess, come anywhere close to being like a perfect movie, or like one of the top, Marvel movies. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's no. We already know my top 5 are all Spider-Mans. No, but like, not a perfect movie, but I think they did great with what they had, and it, like, in terms of like potential for the future, like, I wouldn't be mad if they made another Marvel's movie, but like, obviously, I mean, maybe with the box office showing, that might be a reason to not do it, but like,
fingers crossed,
maybe give them a chance making a movie when they don't have to deal with all this bullshit. Like,
I agree. And
maybe people actually, the reciprocation of it's a lot better,
So I for me, I would give it I'm gonna give it like 3.9 stars, dream stars out of.
Have to one up me or something?
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly gonna go lower when I was like, dang, like TD just gave it. But no, I when I look about and think about what you just said, I would definitely. It's not perfect. I love the chemistry with the characters. I thought the chemistry was on point.
The chemistry was crazy.
It was,
like, you would have thought they were all 3 sisters.
Yeah,
like the way they were interacting with each other.
Yeah, Kamala. The actor,
like, they've known each other forever.
Yeah, she steals the show. I mean,
100%.
She's got a bright future with MCU. So I love that, the aspect of her character and her enthusiasm. I've already touch point on it, like, and yeah, I just thought it was a very fun movie. Like, I thought it like flowed with each scene. Like, it didn't, like, it had me like engaged the entire time.
100%.
I didn't get bored at all during the movie. I was like, this is actually
Nope.
you know, a fun, good movie. And I went in, we both went in with an open mind. So that's definitely, it's not a perfect movie. There the like flaws you pointed out with just kind of the
It's more so
Yeah.
storytelling, really.
storytelling. Yeah, it's not
It's not even like the actual like the characters of the
Right.
plot or the action. It's literally just more so like, how does this fit like
Right.
with what within recent events? And then that's from what you probably didn't hear any of that. Basically, what I was saying was just with what has happened in recent events.
Right.
You know, like you can't. I mean, I don't know. You can't really like, I guess, blame them for I guess coming out with what they did, you know, because I mean, for dealing with, like I said, all that BS, they made a pretty solid movie that has a lot of potential to go further. I think into the MCU.
Yeah, no. So yeah, 3.9. I think it was great. I definitely would see it again. I would tell my brother to go see it, and I can't wait till it's like on Disney Plus to rewatch it and all that. So I'm hoping for the best. I hope they recoup at least their money. And I think they deserve another movie. It's definitely better than the first one. I think
The first Marvel movie,
Yeah, the
or
first-
Captain Marvel movie.
Captain Marvel movie, and the first Captain Marvel movie grossed over $1 billion. So I think that's also where Marvel was just like, they could release anything and it's gonna just gross $1 billion, or they're just anything that they released was just a not home run.
Captain Marvel grossed over $1 billion.
Yeah,
I didn't
it was.
know that.
Yeah, it grossed. Yeah, it did well, really well. So
Which I think
I
I'm just gonna say this though too, which is like so crazy now that then
What
now
is that?
this movie has done so poorly, even with like the stuff that we've mentioned, the writer strike, the pandemic, the whatever, rescheduling, reshooting, firing and hiring of people. Like,
I think, bro.
it just doesn't. I mean,
Well, I mean, we've already talked on it. Like, it's just a lot of there are a lot of people that really like this movie, but I also think a lot of the noise as far as the fan bases and like their biases as far as seeing a superhero movie the way that they're used to seeing it is what's causing a lot of the negative feedback. And it's just it's a combination of everything we've already talked about.
like,
so
why, I guess why maybe my point then is like, why is the reception of this movie like 100 times worse compared to the reception of the first movie?
well, the movie, it's
Like, why? Like, why is this
it was
one?
Captain Marvel, but it was also still I mean, Captain Marvel literally.
You want me to be honest?
No, well, Captain Marvel released a couple months before Endgame. Dead ass. Look it up. It dropped in May. Endgame dropped like maybe 2 months later. I have to look it up, but so it was on the momentum of, it was like Infinity Wars, Captain Marvel, Endgame.
Yeah. So it had a good run. It was in the middle of like,
it was in the thrive of people obsessed with like
what was going on.
what was going on. And Captain Marvel isn't a bad movie. It's just not better than the Marvels.
No, the
Like,
Marvels movie. That's what I was about to say. I was like, you want me to be honest? I personally like.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate Captain Marvel's origin story movie, but I also like.
It was
very plain. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was
like
just
not
very.
like-
It was very like
Dude,
MCU formula.
It was almost like they filmed that movie just to get that story into the MCU when they needed to have it.
Yeah.
Because for her to then show up in Endgame, I guess wouldn't have made as much sense if they didn't have something with her beforehand.
Yeah.
So like, that was, I guess, my initial issue with the her first movie was
Right.
like how we felt about why can't I think of it? Felt like rushed. Not rushed. Maybe rushed isn't the right word. Like, I would almost argue that Captain Marvel is more of like we're just gonna put it out and see if it works. Like, in terms of like the movie quality, to me, like that, for the storytelling, like everything, like it was almost like they put that movie together because they had to, or else it wasn't going to make sense when she showed up. And like, I think this movie story kills the OG Captain Marvel
more
movie.
unique. It was just more unique. Unique. I think Captain Marvel followed the MCU formula as far as an origin story. They probably looked at Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, First Avenger, which isn't good, but they probably follow that and like, okay, let's give her story. She's an intergalactic hero. This is how she unlocks her powers. Boom. So like it wasn't like you said, it was cool to see the scrolls and all that, but it wasn't like memorable. Like it wasn't like,
like I just feel like it was like one of those movies that just they like I said, they put it out there because they had to,
right? And
they needed to get its story into the MCU. Right. And I would, like I was about to say, I would argue that the first Captain Marvel movie is more of like falls in the category of like the quality of stuff that's been pushed out in recent that people aren't exactly happy with, and
right.
like they think like Marvel's just rushing stuff out to get it out. I felt that movie was more of that than this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion.
But a lot of people, and even like some of the stuff we've seen, they've all pointed out that even better review. I mean, the Marvels is, if you look at the reaction as far as audience, I think it does have a better review. It's just what we're seeing is just the divide of fandom and like people just really coming for this movie based on 3 female leads, and it's just,
you think that's the main reason?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, bro, Captain Marvel, like we already just pointed out, like it was literally Infinity War drop that summer. Captain Marvel dropped in May. Endgame dropped probably 2 months later.
Yeah, there was no way that movie was failing.
There was no way.
I mean, dude, I even saw that shit in theaters, and I left, and I was like, "Fuck, why'd I do this?"
No, I was like, that was cool. It's good to see how she's gonna come in and probably.
I definitely didn't have the same reaction. I didn't like dislike her though. Like, okay, here was the other thing with Brie Larson. I kind of wanted to touch on too before we like wrap up. But does it not seem like she's like one of the most hated actors now that we have in the MCU?
Ooh, man.
Like, I think that's part of the other reason.
We can be quick with this.
That this movie, like didn't do well, like, which is why it doesn't make sense to me that the first movie did so well, grossed over $1 billion, just because it fell in that fucking loop of fucking what was coming out.
Wars,
Yet they make a way better movie now. Or just there's more to it. Like it's just like, it was a little bit deeper. Like I don't know, it was just better. I mean,
I think Brie is very opinionated. She was saying a lot of stuff during their press run, which I think wasn't really resonating with some of the cast. I do remember that, and I think that was during the Endgame press run. So there's a lot of people that are like, yo, she doesn't even really want to be involved with the like MCU projects. But I don't. Do you remember? I think like I just remember like a little bit, like she was just saying like she just had a different perspective as far as like those that have been involved in the projects. And like they were just kind of looking at her like, "What? You just got here." So I'll have to look at the clips, but I mean, look, she's entitled to her opinion. All right, I have to go back to the clips, but I know there was like a huge thing online when like they were doing the in-game press run. And she was just saying things that were like, the cast were like,
oh, what? So that's kind of like when she was
I think that's when the whole thing, but like
I was kind of confused about that, to be honest with you. I was like,
perfect for Captain Marvel. Like
I was like, why does everybody hate her? Like, what did she do? Like I was like, did she say something? Did she do something? Like
I mean,
usually it takes an actor to say something, the wrong thing. At one point.
I mean,
but
comics,
I didn't think she did that.
She was just, it was, I don't know. I think she was just, she's also young too. So I mean,
how young is she?
I mean,
she's 30 something.
Yeah, she is 30 something. But like Captain Marvel came out what, 20?
Bro, but all these actors look like they're not.
So that was like 6 years ago. How was she?
34.
34. So she was in her 20s, probably 20. Yes. Yeah. Either way, I mean,
you know, it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, not funny. Kind of sad because we don't know what's going on with it. But if you look up Brie Larson's Google page, or when on Google, and then it gives an about. I don't know why it says this, but it says about, and it gives the link of Instagram.com, and then it says her age, and then date of birth, and then it says upcoming movie, Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Oh man.
Should we touch on that quick? We should.
I mean,
we should. No, we have to.
Real quick.
It doesn't kind of go into it for like an hour or nothing.
Yeah, we're I mean, just real quick, because
how sad are you?
I mean, I don't think it's over, bro.
You don't?
I don't think it's over. I think they're in too deep. They're in too deep. There's too many layers.
Here's
as
my
far as
question.
what they've established.
King Dynasty was what, supposed to come out in 2025 originally?
Yeah, that's not happening.
Now it's 2026, I think.
Wait, is that what they're saying?
I mean, I don't know. I think they released it. When's it's supposed to come out?
I just like, how are they gonna do that? Like, wait, you guys gotta drop some movies.
Yeah, May
bro.
1st, 2026.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And it still has on here that Dustin Daniel Cretton is the director.
Yeah, they're gonna have to update that.
She is not. Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they'll figure it out, bro. I don't think they're in too deep with Kang, so I don't think they're
Dog, I've never seen them do this.
what?
If this cast is true, this is a wild cast for this King Dynasty movie. Jonathan Majors, Iman Vellani, Haley Steinfeld, Brie Larson, Florence Pugh, Hemsworth, Letitia Wright, Catherine Newton, Benedict Wong, Paul Rudd, Oscar Isaac, Moon Knight, Captain America, Anthony Mackie, Charlie Cox, Daredevil. They have Charlie Cox listed in the cast. Samuel Renner's listed. Mark Ruffalo's listed. Shang-Chi's listed.
Right.
Namor. What's
Doctor Strange.
No. Who's that guy again?
Namor. Yeah.
I forget which.
He's the mutant that lives underwater that fought.
That's right. Right. Yep, that's right. Okay. And then Doctor Strange and why can't I think of it? What's his name?
Hawkeye.
No.
Oh, Rhodey.
But like his superhero name.
War Machine.
War Machine, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that cast is crazy.
Yeah, if it happens. So.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I know if you guys have, I guess, stay tuned in with our Instagram or TikTok, we did post a video, little short clip, myself talking about the breaking news that we received this past week. These both kind of coincide with each other. We already talked about the one, Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal. We'll see. But I guess the news that also came out kind of, around the same time that now definitely was lead me to believe that, like, man, maybe this switch to Doctor Doom is actually going to happen. They said that Dustin Daniel Cretton, the director that was going to direct King Dynasty, is now going to focus, which makes me believe it's not going to happen, dude. Because why would he leave to focus on Shang-Chi and not that? When Shang-Chi's in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna bring in a different director. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. I mean,
dude, I want them to stick with it, but like, bro,
time will tell.
Tell us something.
Yeah, they're trying
tell us something, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because we're all getting everyone's getting hyped up about Kang, and like, dude, the Loki show doesn't help when most of it's regarding what Kang's.
That's why I mean that they're in too deep. So,
yeah, I mean, unless they like.
There's always a way to write it out, but it's not going to be clean, so you might as well just stick with it, unless the Majors trial and all that is just all bad. So
I got it.
What's up?
The Fantastic Four movie. They open it up. It's a flashback of Doctor Doom finding a gauntlet, snapping and wiping out Kang. There it is.
I'm not even. Yeah,
dude, I don't know how they would bring in Doctor Doom at this point to like.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
For that everyone to be like, oh yeah, no, he's the main villain now. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He hasn't been for fucking.
No, he's not.
Years.
Yeah. On that note, there's our review with the Marvels. I don't know what they're gonna do with.
Nah, if I keep talking about Kang not happening, I think he's gonna get upset.
Nah, it's just. They're in too deep.
Dude, tell me how you feel. I want to know how you feel.
They're in too deep, bro. Watch Loki. You'll see
I have seen Loki. I just haven't seen season 2 yet. Get off my back. All right.
That's what I mean. What do you mean?
Get off my back.
I've seen Loki, which
I've seen
Loki.
season
2 is where they're into
beat Spider-Man 2 faster next time. And then you can tell me to watch my shows.
Bro, no, Loki plays into everything that we're talking about. Like,
no, I know he does. I'm gonna watch it, but like. Nervous, man.
Yeah.
The news is not positive for the future of Kang. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not positive at all.
Nah,
it makes me think that they're working something up.
They're cooking, but
especially because with him being, this month, right? Or
The trial.
Yeah, next month.
I don't know. They pushed it back so many times.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that's
sure.
another thing that's gonna like factor into that decision making. Like, can this dude even film? Like, even if he say he is innocent, which I'm not saying he's not or is, or I don't know the story, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Right.
I will say though that the last I had heard about this story until the most recent news was that he was innocent. So I was confused.
Yeah.
When everything resurfaced and came back up, now that it's moving along further, and now it's potentially threatening the future of the entire MCU. So it's like,
it's bad.
I don't want it to happen, dude. But like,
I mean, they gotta do what's best, but just make it make sense.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I just don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they can bring in Doctor Doom at this point and make it make sense. Like, tell me how, Feige. Actually, call up Iman. I think she's the one that would know how to make this work. Iman Vellani, Miss Marvel, the New Mutant. Check it out. I don't know why I just plugged her comic, but whenever it comes out, I'm gonna read it. I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, I'll check it out too.
I don't think it's out yet, but I don't know if you guys can tell, I love Iman Vellani after this movie. I really hope like they make her like, they don't got to make her like no Tony Stark or nothing, but like make her a big part of the future of the MCU. That's what I want. Yeah. Like, I want her to be a big part of it. Like,
no, I think she is. Based on her powers, that she's definitely it. And then her stardom. She was the highlight of the movie, so she's definitely a future for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. You got anything else? Do you want to comment on that? Or did we already?
Yeah, we've hit everything.
Okay, all right.
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm good.
All right. All right, Kang. Yeah, we'll figure it out. What's up, bud?
What's up, Ollie? Came in for the end of the podcast. He didn't want to sit with us today.
Perfect timing.
No, yeah, there you guys have it. I know we definitely kind of waffled on there a little bit at certain points, but that's just kind of, we had, give us a break because we haven't recorded for a while. We've been dealing with these audio issues. I honestly was just happy to get on the mic right now, and I can barely hear it coming through my headset, so it sounds like it's working, but we're gonna have to rewatch this back to find out if we're dealing with any problems.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine if we just recorded this whole hour. It's an hour and 35 minutes at this point, which is not a full hour and 35. It's about an hour and 15. But imagine if we did this and we can't use it. This won't be in the podcast, but I'm just talking shit now about it.
Yeah.
I'll take this part out. Nah, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave it in.
Just leave it in. Leave it in. But guys, we appreciate y'all. Keep subscribing. Keep tuning in. And we'll see y'all next time.
Yep. Please like and subscribe. Check us out. YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
Threads.
Spotify. Damn,
Apple Podcasts. Bro. Check us out, baby. Rising of the Dreamerverse.
That's crazy. We're on everything. Yeah, Rising of the Dreamerverse.
Need me to redo that?
No. That's just wild. Like,
no, it is nuts.
Yeah, that is wild.
It is nuts. Well, here you go. You boys and girls have it. I think we're done. me and Yemi don't know how to end it.
Yeah.
This is the first episode we don't know how to end.
Peace.
Later.